You guys do Canva thumbnail that was made by our boy Patrick here, Dynamo DeFi.
Good Canva.
It's a revamp. We're not going to get banned. No more. Everything is financial advice. Buy everything we say. But really, this is not financial advice. Welcome back to DeFi Top Signal. We are rebranded to Top Signal. And I got my boy Drake here. He's up there. Got my boy Pat. He's right there. We're gonna kick it with AI. So AI has been popping for the past, I'd say, 7 days. It's been very, very exciting. We've seen BTC go up, down, wazzy woozy. Who knows where it's gonna go next? But one thing we do know is that AI is here to stay. First project to talk about: Tau, BitTensor.
All right,
BitTensor.
Well, I want to actually put this on the stage first. Let's.
That was my intro.
I'm so nervous.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Idea. But I want to. We're gonna enter it with this. NVIDIA.
Yes, that was what the first thing I said when we jumped on the call.
Crazy. Like, what is this?
Almost $2 trillion market cap now. I mean,
dude, if you would have bought this 5 years ago, you would be up like an 18x or a 20x or something. Crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, part of me thinks kind of why we started talking about AI before the stream started. Part of me thinks that AI could be the kingmaker trade of this cycle. If you open up the categories on CoinGecko real quick.
All right, categories.
I want to show you guys something. Just we're going to look at the NVIDIA chart, then we'll look at the categories here, okay?
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. So NVIDIA, almost $2 trillion market cap, okay? So, more than any category in crypto. And then AI-related cryptos. I mean, it's not one-to-one, but let's say AI-related cryptos keep going down. It's all the way down. I think it's like 20-something. It's 20-something.
20-something? Yeah. No, you know what? I'll do this.
Just search artificial.
Go I think by it's 21 or 22. There it is. Artificial.
There, so it's 24. $17.5 billion. And for context, that's less than the market cap of dog-related coins, less than the market cap of DEXs. Like, even though it's gone up so much, part of me thinks that maybe this is the trade of the cycle, especially if AI stuff keeps doing well outside of crypto.
Yeah, I definitely think AI has got some legs to run, especially with like NVIDIA, almost a 2 trillion cap now? What is the market cap? Yeah, 1.94 trillion. And the market cap of all these AI tokens is only 17 billion. I mean, the stinking NVIDIA market cap alone today moved around $250 billion.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Drake, we're not live on YouTube.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to look for it. Snap. All right. So why isn't this going through?
That was one of my best intros.
That was a pretty good intro. Yeah, View on YouTube. It says it's on YouTube, but why isn't it live? We might be able to redo the intro.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to.
Oh, no, dude. It is live. It is live. Right. It's live now.
That's fine.
All right. It's up.
So BitTensor. AI.
All right, BitTensor. Yeah, well, so think about that NVIDIA change, though. $250 billion is about 2/3 the market cap of Ethereum. NVIDIA moved in one day.
That's they actually said someone told me that it moved the same market cap of Netflix.
Wow. And then you've got because NVIDIA is not all the AI market, right? You've got Microsoft, you've got OpenAI, which is partially owned by Microsoft. You've got all the other random companies that are either fully or partially AI. You've got the fact that Sam Altman was raising trillions of dollars for a new chip startup. So if you actually have AI companies that are going to be worth trillions of dollars, then suddenly the fact that you've got decentralized AI projects that are worth like hundreds of millions or even a couple billion, suddenly it doesn't seem quite so outrageous.
I don't see WorldCoin on here. I'm surprised WorldCoin.
It's in the identity category. I don't know why it's not AI as well, but like I was looking at top categories today, and randomly identity was up the most, and that's because that's WorldCoin. I didn't even know that was a category.
I feel like the market cap might actually be a little bit higher than what's displayed here.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean it's still probably like 30. I'd say it's probably like 30 bill. Like what's the market cap of WorldCoin? WL. Yeah, the WorldCoin market cap might just be more than all the AI, like period.
It's one.
Yeah, it's 84 billion.
Okay, if you count FDV. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is true. A crazy.
Yeah, the Tau FDV is like 10. No, it's 12. It's 12 billion. But yeah, the Tau is. I don't know if you guys knew or not, but you can actually stake this thing.
Yeah.
The yields are actually pretty good. They're like 10-15%.
Part of me wants to get some and just stake it and like not be able to touch it.
Is there a minimum to the stake? Or maybe the question is there a minimum to like validate?
To validate, yeah, I don't know how many Tau it is though. It's a Polkadot chain, like a parachain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tau is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's actually on KuCoin. I didn't know it was on KuCoin.
Yeah,
but yeah, other than that, it's on like no exchanges. KuCoin used to be a good exchange till they kind of like roasted the US peeps.
Yeah, Mexi definitely took its spot.
Yeah, Mexi is pretty cool. But I heard some like side things, whatever. But what are your guys' favorite AI coins that you guys like right now?
Well, since we're talking about BitTensor, I kind of want to give a shout out really quick to AIT protocol. I tweeted about it, and I told you guys about this maybe about it's a week and a half, 2 weeks ago to take a look at this. And I bought in originally. I think the chunk was around 32 cents, around 30 cents. And then they made an announcement about how they are building their first subnet on top of BitTensor. So AIT is a very interesting play. The market cap at this point is, I believe, it's 60s. Yeah, 60s.
Yeah, 60s.
It's a crazy good project in terms of having their very first subnet on BitTensor. So that partnership right there kind of says a lot. Where this thing could run because it's a small market cap play. So stake to earn AIT. You can also earn ETH as well, and eventually you will be able to earn Tau. Was a document that was sent out today, updated from the team of AIT. I haven't actually taken a look at that yet, but it basically tells you about how you can build a node, do a lot of things with the AIT and in combination with the subnet. So got to look at that. And also it's deflationary. So there's weekly burns for the next 15 months. And I believe they're doing around 2.5 million tokens that are burned every single week, which is kind of massive.
Now, are those tokens that are bought back and burned, or is it just the team burning their own?
I think the team is buying back and burning it.
Doesn't this have like a 4.4 tax on it?
No, I don't think. I think there was a one-way tax to buy initially. I'm not sure if that was taken off though.
Yeah, let me see. What's the ticker again?
AIT.
AIT.
I think there was like a 1% buy, and that was it.
Yeah, let me check the transactions on chain. Actually, I could just check to see. It says Go Plus Security. It has a buy tax 4% and a sell tax 4%.
Is that true though?
Yeah. So it's a 4.4. I hate the 4.4s, dude. I really do. I ended up buying one anyways. It was called Taupad or T-Pad. What a name. This one also has a 4.4 tax. Can you see my screen? Yeah, this thing is basically a launch pad on Tau. I don't know if it'll do anything. It probably won't.
The Tau.
This is the one I bought instead. I was telling you guys off stream. The main reason why I bought this one is because there's no taxes. But it looks like I don't even know what this thing does. Like you go on the website and it's like, what is this?
Yo, Drake, I thought Roku was a little dongle thing you put into your TV.
Dude, no, this is AI tech. It's evolutionary. It will change the world.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Dude, I have no idea what this
is. Do you think that that's bullish or bearish that you have no idea what it does?
I think it's bullish because if you can't value and you can't predicate anything on it, it's like, what is it? It's the same thing with like BitTensor. A lot of people act like they know what it is. And sure, yeah, it is a decentralized AI type of thing. But really, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, I mean, genuinely, do you know what it is? Like, it just gave me Ohm vibes. Like I look at Olympus DAO and we acted like we all knew where the yield was coming from. It's like, yeah, 3-3, I hold, you hold, we all win. But then when you like, yeah, it sounds all great. And you look at all these charts that are all like, yeah, this is what it does. But in reality, where was the yield coming from? It was just a new dude coming in. And it's the same thing with BitTensor and Tau. That's what I think. But I'm not saying I'm not bullish on Tau.
I don't want to sound like a moon boy here, but I'm gonna. First off, shout out to Miriam who commented. Nice collab. Yes, we do this every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in.
Miriam.
But not to sound like too much of a moon boy, but part of me. So there's two things. First, I feel like BitTensor going towards being a major coin could be. Maybe I'll eat my words. It feels like one of the sort of easiest bets on the market right now. Like assuming that the AI boom outside of crypto keeps on going, then I don't see how the leading decentralized machine learning network, like it's just such an easy narrative for new people coming to the market to understand, right? Eventually it's going to be on major exchanges and people are going to come to the market. They're going to be like, oh, it's decentralized machine learning. Bill Ackman is following them on Twitter. And you'd be like, oh, and it's, only $3.8 billion and NVIDIA is worth $2 trillion. And you're going to see all these ridiculous price targets. And in terms of people not knowing what it does, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
quant.
Not a quant. No, and you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Ethereum and smart contracts in like 2017. I mean, yes, there were people who knew what it did, but it was like people got the concept that smart contracts were going to be this big thing. But if you ask the average participant in crypto circa 2017 or 2018, like what smart contracts were going to be used for, they either wouldn't have been able to tell you, or they would have told you some, BS about how farmers who are having like a crop, crops destroyed by weather are going to get a smart contract, which is a fair thing.
The insurance place.
Yeah, that's exactly what people would have told you. And lo and behold, sure, that's a fine use case, but that's not really what smart contracts are mainly used for now. And so I feel like it's kind of similar with BitTensor, where there's this sense a lot of people have that decentralized machine learning is going to be important, but they can't really articulate exactly what it's going to be used for yet. I mean, you could also compare it even to how many people who get into Bitcoin for the first time can't really articulate why having a decentralized payment system or store of value matters. Actually, we were talking about, to Andy's comment, we were talking about OLOS before the stream.
I don't know what Agris is.
Like autonomous.
The currency of Tau? What does that mean?
That's
wow.
Tau is spelled differently there. Is that like or something?
It's doing something. What is this thing?
Go to the website. Game. Go to the website.
I don't know, but OLOS autonomous agents. Also, interesting thing with that is they're building stuff on Gnosis, and there's some other AI projects building on Gnosis too. So part of me wonders if Gnosis could become one of the chains for AI agents and AI projects.
So the top two you would say is you're buying BitTensor, Pat, and then what's your number two? Has to be one.
There has to be one.
Yeah, outside of obviously the obvious, right? Tensor.
It's got to be a pick and shovel.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I mean, pardon me, I like did we already talk about AIT?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So part of me likes AIT just as a beta play on BitTensor, but so let's remove that. Probably one of the decentralized GPU networks, so either Render or Akash.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's why I said pick and shovel. Yeah. It's got to be Render or Akash because like they'll be able to evolve wherever it goes. Yeah. So
maybe Echelon Prime
takes market share.
Maybe Echelon Prime, gaming and AI.
Prime.
That's cool. Yeah, I think Render is literally just based on the fundamentals of the partnerships that it has. That long list of partnerships that they have with Apple, yada yada. There's a bunch more, but Render is just going to be massive. Echelon Prime.
Here's another one. This is kind of like metaverse. It's not really AI. You guys have probably heard about this.
This is on Cosmos.
This is Passage. These guys are with the Akash boys. This is basically one of the first gaming projects on Akash. But what was the other one you said? You said, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. So here's what's interesting about Render and Akash. Render stinking has like a 4 billion FTV. Yeah, 4 billion. Look at Akash. I thought Akash would be in the billions. It's not even in the billions yet. 878 million is the FTV. Like it's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I remember Akash last bull run, and I was trying to buy it. Like I couldn't buy it anywhere. I think I had to get it on like Kava or like Kava Swap or something.
I got it on Osmosis.
No, this was before Osmosis.
Before
this was like back in the day when I was researching. I was like, whoa, these little GPU mini miners or something. Super minis is what they called them. And you had it like in the corner of your room, and it mined a bunch of Akash just for sharing like bandwidth and junk. But I don't know. It's much easier to buy now, and I feel like Akash this one's still a sleeper this cycle. I think it's going to catch up with Render. I like both of them, and I hold both of them, but I think I have more conviction on Akash, even though the dude behind it, and it's an older coin. He may not be as motivated because he's got a bunch of cash now. I feel like it is going to pull multiples just because it's like a pick and shovel. Also like this one too. Maz. I'm a bit biased on it though, because I'm an advisor for him, but Maz is like a DeFi AI play. It's got a super low circulating cap, and most of the tokens are locked for the next few months. So it's, I don't know. It just, if AI catches a bid, I feel like Maz is going to continue running. Like, I mean, it's thinking it came from less than a penny. It's crazy. Abs, which ones are you looking at besides IT or AIT?
IT? We're calling it that from now on.
IT?
No, I think AIT sounds like a telecom company or something.
Yeah, it does.
I'm honestly just buying so much AIT at this point.
American International Telecom.
Max staking it. There's an IDO that's coming on for if you max staked. There's an IDO coming. Subnet is I think it's underway, if not really, really soon. And then the deflationary aspect. I think all those three. And number 4 is probably how much of a low cap it is. Under 100 million, I think, BitTensor goes to above 1,000, a couple $1,000, and AITs is probably going to be sitting around 300 to 500 million.
What do you mean by max staked?
Max, yeah. So there's 3 different stages, right? There's one that's I think it's like 7 days. The next one is like 14 or 20 some days, and the max stake is 56 days. So if you max stake it for 56 days, like the top choice, you get basically a lot of higher rewards based on the number of how long you're locking it up.
Now, is it 56 days to unstake, or after the 56 days, do you need to restake for 56 days, or after the 56 days, can you unstake at any time?
The last, yeah. So after 56 days, you lock it up, right? After 56 days, you're able to unstake it and then get that money back.
But if you want to keep earning the yield, you have to lock it up for another 56 days.
That's my understanding. Yeah, that's where it's at. Yep.
Dude, I thought I was DJing. Like, I'm looking into some of this stuff these people are sharing. Like, what is type? I'm telling you, I think it's everyone's just going to care about AI stuff.
So let's talk about
AI.
Let's talk about market caps really quick. We're all talking about big market caps, billions of market caps for Render, Akash. What is your bull market target? What?
This one's a good one too. Picasso. I remember hearing about Picasso.
Well, what is it like? Is it 10 billion? You guys are looking at for like Akash
10 billion.
Like what's the target?
Oh, Akash and Render. I would say, for me at least, I'd say Akash is at least a 5 billion, 10 billion this bull run.
So that's a 5x.
Like minimum. Yeah. I would say at minimum 5-10x minimum from here type of thing. That's just my take on Akash. I don't know how euphoric the bull market will get. I just try to keep expectations lower and take profits on the way up. I kind of made a tweet about this. This was a couple hours ago, but this is kind of how I'm looking at the markets right now. And this is just at least what I've seen. So there are 3 phases to a crypto market. Phase 1, left curve everything and simply just buy. A rising tide lifts all boats, and this is the time to accumulate alts. I think we are in phase 1 right now, and we're starting to get to the end of it. Phase 2 will come around when we reach the previous all-time highs. But phase 2, you need to be a bit more careful. about buying dips are still for buying. Usually this is a full-on alt season. This is the time to start to DCA out of alts. So if you are buying dips, you want to make sure they are major dips, not just like every single dip that you get. And then phase 3, we get into the risk off. This is sell the rips and don't look back. Be completely out of alts and in stables and Bitcoin and ETH if you are looking to still have that long-term crypto exposure. Of course, the hodl stack never gets sold. This is more of like the trading stack. So kind of phrasing where we're at in the market currently, phase 1, where you simply hold your nose and spot buy. Be careful with leverage trading like we saw yesterday and 2 days ago. They had a liquidation wipe up and down at the same time and basically wipe the longs and the shorts, especially if you're on something like 20x leverage or 10x leverage. You just got absolutely roasted and you're having to either buy in again or open up another short. Phase 2, this is going to be more violent and more volatile. So once you start to see those like $10,000, $5,000 price swings, that's when you're getting mid phase 2 towards the end of it. This is going to mostly be price discovery for the market. We won't know when the next all-time high is, but it's most likely going to be around the psychological numbers, 10K ETH, 100K Bitcoin. Me personally, I don't expect to sell the top. I expect to sell like around a retrace or the relief rally, I guess you can call it. We've had several relief rallies in the previous bull runs. This past one in 2021, we had the pump up to like 66, 67K, and it retraced down to 47K, and then all the way back to 59K. Sure, it had that another massive pump fueled by leverage. If you played it, GG to you, but most people didn't play that. And then, of course, in 2017, we had the same thing from 20K down to 11, and then the relief rally up to 17K. Once you have that violent move down, you're gonna know it'll be like a 40 to 50% move. That's when people are like, risk off. I ain't touching it unless it's like a super dip. That's when you get out. Like, get out of that. But when you see these like 3 or 4% dips and people are just biting it up, that just shows you the risk tolerance of the market right now. And that's just kind of like the early stage we're in right now. So I think we are in stage 1 still and getting towards the end of it. I think once we get close to or surpass previous all-time highs, the clock is going to start ticking. And that's when it's like, okay, start to DCA out of these things. Right now, it's altcoin season. When I say altcoin season, I mean accumulate alts and buy them. Not financial advice, of course. Focus on the ones with strong narratives. Of course, AI is one of them. And then focus on ones that nobody is talking about anymore that were super popular like 2 weeks ago. The shiny new chains like your Solana, your Sui, your Sei. These are still really popular chains. Don't be buying the dip or buying the pumps on these new AI coins. I do think AI is going to be a big narrative, but I want to show you guys this chart right now of Fetch. Fetch is basically like, I don't know, it's just like the most left curvist meme coin. I remember back in July, well, actually not July, it was January this year or last year, we had the AI craze. And that was like the only thing everyone was talking about. Fetch AI got caught up in this and it ended up pumping to like 50 cents at its peak from 5 cents, which was a 10x. Your time to buy was not here. Your time to buy was when it went down another 60%, buying around this time and then consolidates. This is a pump. I think AI is here to stay. Sure, it could continue to go up from here, especially with NVIDIA, but you want to buy probably around this consolidation phase. So it'll be around the 75 cents to 50 cent level. Now, am I saying not to buy anything here? Well, it really depends. If you have zero exposure, I mean, you can't go wrong grabbing some just in case. I wouldn't grab Fetch AI. This thing's at all-time highs, but having exposure to some other strong AI fundamental token, like me personally, I would rather own Tau over Fetch just because it's not on a bunch of exchanges and it hasn't had its cycle. Like Fetch already had its cycle last bull run. But if you already do have exposure, I think it's better just to wait for this to consolidate and look at shiny other coins.
So what's your play in terms of the top 2 or 3? Because I asked Patrick this already, but Drake, are you looking at maybe accumulating 2, 3 of these AI tokens, or because you said
someone actually dropped my list right here. Someone actually asked me about it.
and is AIT in there? Top 3.
Here it is. Maz, Tau, Render, Akash, and Orai. These were 5 of them that I'm looking at. Can you see this? I think you can. No, you can't. Now you can see it. Maz, Tau, Render, Akash, and Orai chain. And then, of course, there are some smaller ones as well. But this is where I'm positioned right now. Some other random small ones too. It's just like whatever. Like one I just talked about early. Roku. I have no idea what it does.
Yeah, for me, I'm making a little bit more concentrated bets, and hopefully, I'm going to hit big. I think I'm more of a degen than you guys at this point in terms of because I have a smaller bag because real life purchases has crippled my portfolio, but I'm here.
Abs is crying from the side of the pool in his new house.
I have a pool, guys. But yeah, I mean, trying to build that bag up strategically as possible. And I think the plan is for me is that I'm going to go pretty big on AIT, big as in a couple $1,000s. But hopefully this can 10x, so I can be at the big table like you guys one day.
I don't know if I wouldn't say I'm at the big table. The people at the big table don't do live streams usually.
This is fun stuff.
Maybe Drake's at the big table. Drake's a whale.
At the big table, dude. I'm thinking like, if you saw what I was recording on, this thing is like a box. It's literally a box that I record on, and I think this thing has termites.
Wait, do you use the shoebox? Because I used the shoebox for the longest.
No, it's a jump box.
Okay, I used the shoebox for the longest time. Then finally, I bought a tripod.
Attaboy. Dude, I finally got a new mic.
Nice.
Oh, I want to share with you guys this. This is a piece of alphas. This is like do this now, potentially for the wormhole airdrop. So you want to get the name is up here. I can't think of the name. It's like beta testers or something. But you need to beta maxi. Here it is. So you need to deposit some USDC, some ETH, ARB, and Optimism. Make sure you deposit the max on this. So it's like 10 OP, 10 ARB, 0.1 ETH, and then 100 USDC. This will give you that roll, and this is going on by the 25th. I'm pretty sure this is a qualifier for the wormhole airdrop. So if you guys are wanting to get some extra juicy points on wormhole, highly recommend doing that. Sure, it's going to cost you some gas, but I mean, dude, maybe the wormhole airdrop will be worth it, right? So also the thesis on why Pike is one of the plays, or at least one of them to airdrop farm, is that on the back end they are using Chainlink, and they're also using Wormhole. So Chainlink's little CCIP, and then they're also using Wormhole for kind of like the back end solution, and they are also using Monad. Well, not Monad, but in the future they will be using Monad. So it kind of gives you exposure to a couple different things. So Pike.
So funny story about Pike. I bought some of those Pikenian NFTs. You remember? Did I talk about that on stream?
No.
So I bought a few of those NFTs, and it was, I don't know what they're at now. It was like 1 or 2 SOL, I think. Cashed out like at a pretty good price. Lost it all on Ghost. One of the SPL22. So just funny story about that. But the NFTs are doing well still.
Yeah,
we're being transparent here, right? We're being transparent.
Yeah, I remember that.
Speaking of NFTs, really quick on Sol, and I guess NFTs in general, I'm very, very impressed with the penguins. Number 2 is that Kenpai pandas. People are talking about how this has been on a tear, right? When we talked about that, Pat, I think you brought it up initially.
You got screen share?
I think it was like $1,000 at the time.
Yeah, it was $1,000. Like with Mad Lads. Mad Lads was sitting at like 1,600.
Yeah.
right before the bull run. So like everything went off crazy on Solana. And it's just so interesting because you're seeing Campi Pandas doing their thing, and now they're worth like $8,700 like USD. So they are talking about how Campi Pandas is going to continue this rip above 10 ETH. I've been seeing
on ETH or Sol, because I think they're on both,
ETH.
aren't they?
Yeah, they're multi-chain. But in terms of like, let's talk about ETH. It's going to be above 10 apparently. That's what they're saying.
I think I'll pull up. Oh, speaking of NFTs, this one's so underrated. I love this one. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, that was the one I was going to bring up.
I love Sappy Seals, dude.
I was actually
I've been holding them and staking some Pixel, dude. You finally bought one today?
I was actually thinking about it because I
got me a Ninja. I've had him
about buying.
I've had him stake forever. I got him a Ninja and something else. I don't know what my other one is, but this used to be my PFP back in the day. I got some dude with a hat, whiff hat, and then I got the whiff hat dude was a mistake. I meant to buy another Ninja, but I was thinking just grab floor by accident. It was like a fat finger, but whatever.
Well, I'm in the green is that in my mind, an ETH is still 1,500. So when I see that it's, what was it, 1.5 ETH or something, in my mind that's like 2,200, and then I realize that it's actually 4,500, and suddenly it doesn't feel like as good of a deal.
Dude, like, look, this thing it gave me like 29K Pixel. I've just been staking it so long. Pixel mooned. It's like 10 cents. So like I basically got my Sappy Seal for free.
Damn.
So I was kind of happy with that. But dude, Sappy Seals are so underrated, man. I think these guys are a big catch-up trade. The Sappy Seals and the Lil Pudgies. I think people are comparing the Lil Pudgies to the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and the Mutant Apes. So they're saying like Lil Pudgies should be trading at like, what were the mutants, like 5 ETH or something? 10 ETH?
Now they're at 4, I think, 4.5.
Yeah, those things got roasted. So yeah, that's what they're comparing Little Pudgies and Big Pudgies to. But like the reason why I think Little Pudgies and Sappy Seals are good, most people aren't really seeing the Sappy Seals and what they're getting. They've recently been getting a lot of airdrops, and I think they're going to announce that they got the wormhole airdrop. Like yesterday, you could have claimed the I don't even know what it was called. It was like AL. No, it wasn't 8. It was some like 4-letter or 4-character word that you ended up being able to claim. I don't know what it was though. Some NFT thing. I don't know, but I think Sappy Seals are underrated, even at these prices. Wob, he's cool. Which other NFTs you like, Pat?
Honestly, Sappy Seals is like the main one that was on my radar recently, and I didn't even know half the stuff you said. A few smart people I know have gotten them recently, and I like the way they look. It's as dumb as it sounds.
I do like
as dumb as it sounds. That actually is like, you know, if NFTs speak to you, I feel like that's actually like that's worked for me a few times in the past. You know, it's got kind of the cute factor going, which Campi Pandas and Pudgy Penguins have too.
Yeah, I like the Kung Pies. I mean, how do you fade this?
I mean, I don't know. I guess the big thing I don't know is like, I mean, maybe they don't need a roadmap, right? But like is there anything going on as far as sort of besides the things you mentioned?
I mean, other than okay, so let me check my NFT list.
Well, let's talk about Moonbirds really quick, right? How their
Moonbirds.
collection proof was purchased by Yuga. I think that happened at about like within 7 days ago. I think it was like 4 days ago, actually.
Oh, I got one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, Moonbirds. I think the whole collection was purchased over the IP and proof. You know, they were purchased over by Yuga, and on top of that, there was a kind of some FUD coming out with Yuga. The former CEO that's probably been in place for about, I'd say, 8 months, maybe 9 months. He came over from Blizzard, the gaming company, and I think it didn't really work out. He wasn't really doing much. This is what I'm trying to read between the lines, but I think Garga, basically the former person that was running the show for Yuga, is now stepping back in to be the CEO. So it makes me kind of sit back and think like, okay, people in Web 2 come to Web 3. And I think maybe it was a tall ask on how Yuga was running things and their projects and the metaverse and the other side. They made some cool trailers with the other side, and everyone was super excited about it. But I think they bit off more than they could chew, and it's kind of showing that right now. And that's why you're seeing mutants and you're seeing the bases going down, and the other collections are all kind of like slowly going down. And then penguins were they flipped bases, I think momentarily, and then now bases are still sitting there above 20. So it's interesting things going on right now with the NFT collections and the companies. So we're kind of seeing like a push pull right now. Like doodles are going up. I remember doodles like trading around like 1.5. Should have picked one up because now they're 3.5 and above, I believe. And DGODs went from 10 or 11 ETH. Now they're down to 2.5 or close to 3. But the one collection I'm looking at is the Azuki Elementals. I know Azukis are sitting around like 6.5 or 6 ETH around that area, but
yeah,
you see like Azuki Elementals are sitting underneath an ETH. They're 0.62 right now for the floor. They have really good art. It's impressive still, but these have been. I think the floor is pretty decent right now for the price. Before
so you still like the Azukis?
I do, because it's they all look great. Like you can't like I'm an Overwatch player. I like playing. When I was a gamer, and I kind of play still on the side, but Overwatch has been one of my go-to games. This collection is actually, I think, the designer and the graphic designer for the Azukis and the Elementals
Which
are
one?
all from is from the guy that made the art for Overwatch.
You which collection? You got a link to it?
Oh, I was gonna say that the Azuki Elementals. I can link.
Oh, just Azuki Elementals. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'll pull it up.
It's right there.
Before we close, I've got a question that's not NFT related, but I'll wait till we finish this before I ask. But I'm just sort of
I was just interested. I just wanted to close out with the Elementals, because that's probably a collection that's kind of under the radar and hasn't moved. But I also think that it's kind of I think.
Are they still working in the background?
They are.
Like, because my speculation on NFTs, like, I'm not an NFT dude, but I understand utility and I can look for that in
I don't think
airdrop.
There isn't utilities. It's just all vibes.
Airdrop.
It's all vibes.
Airdrop is the utility. That's the utility that I'm looking for. So the speculation for me with Sappy Seals was the airdrop utility, mainly for the fact that Wob, he gave a lot of hints at basically grinding for the community and going to be working to get airdrops. And basically what a Bad Kid showed us, that's kind of what I had on the screen. You guys were talking about some other NFTs. Bad Kids have basically been up only. Like, if you look at this chart, it's literally just up only because of the different airdrops that they've been able to get. Like, these things are probably the dumbest NFTs ever, but these were the first ones to actually get a airdrop. I think they got the Tia airdrop, they got the Dimension, they got Namada, and like a bunch of other ones. And the reason why these most likely got the airdrops is because the founders of those different teams, they rock the Bad Kids like as their PFP. So I don't know. Are there some team members that rock the Azuki? I mean, that could be speculation. Like, if a bunch of them are rocking an Azuki, especially tokenless protocols, like, this is probably a really good trade. Because I remember Azukis were like, oh, these are the elementals. Never mind. I was thinking the actual Azuki. Elementals are cool too. I guess they're the exact same thing, right?
Basically, yeah. And that was the FUD, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Everyone was sitting in Vegas and they're like, oh, check your wallets, guys. You got an airdrop. And then they're like all excited about it. Azuki's went from, I believe it was 6 all the way to 17 ETH. And then as soon as the they started revealing their elementals, it was the same exact collection. So it just died. And here it is. That's sitting at 6.2. I mean, this was sitting during the peak bull for NFTs. It was above 30. So I'm not sure we're going to get there again, but if the community is still around, there's 1% listed. It's good numbers, good metrics, right? There's 41% unique owners.
Remember Ragnarok?
Dude, I remember. I still have my stinking rag. I was able to mint one of that.
Yeah, okay. You want to know what's upsetting me? I got one pre. Don't even see it on OpenSea. I don't know what happened.
It's called
it's called
7
something
bit
else now. Yeah, that's what it is. 7 bit. How bad is it down? How down bad? Bro, I'm down.
So here's why I'm upset about this one. I got one pre-reveal, ended up being extremely rare, like top 100, and then didn't end up being worth anything because the project didn't pan out. But I was like, I finally got one that was extremely rare, and then it was just not. Couldn't sell it for anything.
Did you get a punk? Because I had about 5 of these.
You had 5 CryptoPunks.
No. I had about 5 of these Ronins. These
okay.
Ragnaroks. I got roasted.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They started going down to. I think the peak floor was around 3.5. I told my friends to buy it, and they all hate me now, so they don't really talk to me anymore. But they.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
People got to remember, ETH was like pretty expensive at the time too.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. So here's my question.
They were killing it today. What you got?
My question is, since you sort of got your finger on the pulse of the deepest recesses of degenning, what is the smallest but still fun and engaging degen game you've seen recently? Not necessarily a game as in like a game, but like on-chain games,
This one.
Doginals still.
Okay. Hands down.
Okay. I could dig it. And you're just trading them. There's nothing you can do.
Buy, trade, speculate, play around. That's it. Gas is cheap. You mess up, you just undo your mess up. It's cheap. What about you?
Boys, really quick. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Good stream, guys.
Yeah, see you next week.
Abs. Peace out, man.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
All right, Patrick, for you, and then we'll close it out.
Yeah, most degen thing. Oh, that'd be like a good question we should bring about, just because I'm thinking like something I could throw like $100 at. But that has the potential to turn into more, right? But it's not. It's kind of fun and not really high risk. I'm thinking like, like Jewel circa summer of 2021.
Circa, what was circa?
Circa is like like Jewel in the summer of 2021.
Oh, I got you.
What have I seen like that? I don't know. I usually focus on mid caps and stuff. I don't know. I'm all about points right now. I'm Mr. Points.
Yeah, dude. And now is definitely the time to farm. Like farming is really good, especially with the points. Starknet is really good. Have you seen the farming of it?
Yeah, there's a lot of good points programs there.
Dude, like it's so underfarmed right now. Like Ikubo, it's so easy to get points.
Yeah, I mean, even some of them like Prime Protocol we talked about before, like cross-chain money market, like you can get to
Prime is easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Like you can get to top 2% with. I mean, this might not be easy for everyone, but you can get to top 2% with a few $1,000s, for example.
But the yields aren't good.
What's that?
The yields aren't good. So like here's the sauce with Stark. You got tokenless protocols, 1. 2 is the yields are good. And 3, you get Stark incentives.
Oh,
so it's like, yeah, they're giving out like 40 million incentives over a few months. It's like
interesting. Okay.
No brainer. I don't know. They're just really good yields. And then stinking one of the pools in a stablecoin pool, it pays like 80% APR.
And you're just farming it with ETH, just like deposit.
No, it's stablecoin. Oh, this is a stablecoin pool. Dude, the stablecoin pool is paying 80%, and you're getting Stark incentives. So the 80% was out without Stark incentives. And then you're also getting the potential airdrop of the protocol. So it's like crazy.
Yeah. No, I should get some funds over there. All right, you want to close it out with why you have so much conviction on Doginals?
Yeah. Okay. So the TLDR is how. Let me see screen share. How can you fade this? It's literally ordinals or memes on top of the meme itself. All I'm saying is don't fade these. I mean, some of these, yeah, this is like a 36 mil cap. I think Dogi is going to do really well, but most of these are like sub 1 mil. Like Dosu, this, I'm biased. I like this one, but I think this one's going to do numbers. This is only a 2 mil cap, but Dosu is basically like the nickname for the actual, like the mascot of Doge. The thing is, the name is like Kiyosabu Dosu or something, and Dosu is that token. You also have some others like DBIT. DBIT is like your Sats on Doginals and DRC20s, and then you also have like some other stuff that are actually doing things like Hub, Unwa. This is a launch pad. Oink is pretty cool. It's a community coin, but all I'm saying is Doge is a meme coin and Dogi is ultrasound Doge. So if you want a, it's just ultrasound Doge. We'll just leave it there. Ultrasound money.
In pretty, I mean, the holder, there's enough that there's a community. I do sort of think it's the sweet spot of these projects in terms of number of holders, where it's like there's a community, but it's still pretty small.
Oh, and then of course it boils down to the more things change, the more they stay the same. People are going to get fed up with gas fees on Bitcoin, and they're going to want to look for alternatives, just like we had with ETH. I mean, everyone got fed up with gas fees there. Where did they go? Binance Smart Chain. After Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, same rotation, same junk, different day, nothing new. All I'm saying is don't fade it. This is like cycle 1 or phase 1 of this bull market, and I just think it's once we get into phase 2 and they get some large listings on with some major centralized exchanges, we're going to see some crazy numbers is all I'm saying. If you thought Ordi was crazy, just don't sleep on these Doginals. Like Dosu for me, I was minting that thing and it was 30K cap or like a 40K cap. It's now 2 mil. And there's no exchanges, no centralized exchanges, no listings, no nothing. It just went nuts.
I like it. I like it.
And it costs you like
the no exchanges, no listing things is tedious, but like it, it is a sign you're early. I mean, people might not remember that a year ago, basically Tau, the only place you could buy was on an OTC market.
Grab some wind, Patrick.
When? Okay.
If you look for it around 0.00, look for 5. Like 0.00 instead of 84, look for 0.5.
Market cap's $150,000.
Yeah, so look for it 0.0005. Right now it's minting, so only 40% is minted. Like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, it was like 22%.
Can I just mint some?
But yeah, you could just mint some, but it's going to cost you a little bit more.
Okay.
Right now, it's actually cheaper to buy, unless you run a node. You don't run a Doge node. I know that for sure. So it's probably best for you just to simply just buy it. But like, I mean, $50 goes a long way. Like 2 of these, that's all you need. It goes a long way. But I would say let it dip. Like this thing is still minting, so it's going to be really volatile. There are people minting this like at this price or a little bit cheaper depending on gas fees because they're running their own node. But this holder base has slowly been climbing and the mints have been going up steadily. The reason why I like to see this slow is because some people can Sybil it. Like if you look here, I don't know if this is Sybil or not. Oink did take a really long time to mint, but you can see your 17,000 holders, 45,000. It's pretty easy to Sybil that on Doge. The gas is cheap, so you can just send it to a bunch of different wallets. I like to see slow and steady, and that's what I've seen with like Dosu. I saw it with DBIT. I see that with Win. Now, is there going to be a community that forms around it? Maybe. If there doesn't, or if there isn't a community that forms around it, okay, you lose $50. So it's like you lose $50 or you make like a couple thousand. That's what you're, or actually, depending on if it becomes the chosen one, where you could be like 50, 100,000. But yeah.
Someone said the BSC play of ordinals. I think that's a great analogy.
The BSC play. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would call it Polygon because Binance Smart Chain is like Binance Scam Chain. It's kind of how I look at it.
Do you remember how well it? I mean, yes, I know you remember how well it did, right?
A Pancake Swap.
Pancake
dude.
Swap.
I remember that. That was good.
Yeah,
dude. I remember that. That was
Pancake Swap.
Pancake Swap.
I remember that. I you know why I say that? Pancake Swap. I remember I texted. I had a group chat with my dad and brothers who were all trading crypto at the time. I texted them, "Can't stop, won't stop Pancake Swap," because I had a bunch, and it was like within a couple hours of the all-time high. That has still never been broken.
Roasted. Dude, I remember that. I was in Pancake Bunny. Pancake Bunny was the. Were you in Pancake Bunny or no?
Briefly, but thankfully not when it got exploited.
Dude, Pancake Bunny was the best. You literally threw your cakes at it, and it was just printing. Like at its peak, the bunny was worth like $800.
What happened next?
They had like an exploit or something.
Yeah, or something.
You know, the exploit, the quote unquote.
I think they had like 3 exploits in a short time.
Oh man, more like Team Steel ploit. But dude, that was fun. Those are good times. But let's hit it with 18 versus. Oh, this one's good. 18-9. One who is slack in his work is the brother of one who destroys. Guys, if you're doing something, do it with the best of your abilities.
In other words, grind. Peace.